Denji, those people do not love you, okay? They are in love with the little demon dog chainsaw thing inside of you. Hey, it's Allie. Welcome back to my channel. I've been reading Chainsaw Man off and on since it started to get popular. See my last video about Chainsaw Man where I read the entire first part, 100 chapters in a day. And now I'm caught up with part 2 again, and I have a lot of thoughts, namely about Denji and Asa and how this whole thing seems to be one messed up coming of age story. One of the biggest criticisms of Chainsaw Man, unfairly, is that the second part is slow and boring and missing that oomph that the first part have, and that the plot is kind of losing itself along the way because of it. And yes, while I do think that reading comprehension is at an all-time low in the United States, I think it's more that you don't understand the point that the entire story is trying to tell. Yes, if you look at the story as a pure shonen where we just beat the bad devils and restore peace, then the immediate scratch and halt in the story's second part would feel out of place to you. After all, Denji won his life, right? If at any time you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe because I make videos like this all the time, and comment down below your favorite themes in Chainsaw Man or any theme in a shonen anime that you feel like gets overlooked a lot for the sake of the action. Let's start a conversation and let's jump into it. So why did this slow down? Did Fujimoto not know how to transfer his story into its second part after the high octane balls to the walls action that we got? Well, no. In fact, this slowdown in the manga is immediately reflected by Denji's character. He won. He defeated the big bad. Most people regale Chainsaw Man as a hero. He got to touch Booba, and now he's living a normal life. A simple, normal life. We see pretty early on how the goalpost has moved for Denji. He no longer wants to just touch Booba. He wants the whole shebang. Literally. He wants a girlfriend and to no longer be a virgin. I'm wondering if this is going to start to become a pattern. Largely, Denji's life has slowed down, and the manga reflects that. Now, don't get me wrong, just because the manga has slowed down does not mean that there aren't things happening. Quite the opposite. While Denji is trying to figure out what to do with his newfound fame and newfound normal life, the shadows are still working in the background to bring about the end times. We get introduced to Asa, who is sharing her body with the War Devil, who of course wants to kill Chainsaw Man. We immediately see the similarities between War and Pochita. Both offer to help their host, but for completely different reasons. War is actually so funny because imagine a vengeful spirit inhabiting your body, but you're just like so depressed that they can't really do anything about it. And so instead of like getting revenge, they're just trying to boost your self-esteem the entire time. That's quite literally what War has been doing for like 90% of this arc. It reads as like a horror comedy movie, and I would give anything to see that. Anyway, both Asa and Denji both just want companionship, and as soon as you think they're gonna get it, boom, they rip it away from you. Fujimoto, when I catch you. It makes you want to root for them even harder when they finally do end up meeting each other. Okay. And even in girl, what are we doing? And even in recent chapters, though they haven't been together in like 10 plus chapters, they are still thinking about one another. And reflect that with quite literally any other person in Denji's life. Anything to say? Do you like Asa and Denji? Do you like Chainsaw Man? Goodbye. I see these moments of calm like the pullback of the tide before a tsunami. Like it's calm, too calm. And oh, there goes a beloved character. Oh, there's a Chainsaw Man cult now. And oh, they burned down Denji's home and all of his pets inside of it. Fujimoto, when I catch you. There's this constant sense of false security as Denji tries, keyword tries, to live a normal life. Denji overall just wants to be loved. His idea of that has been warped by the media that he has consumed his entire life. Love? Touch Booba. Okay, you got that. Now what? Love? Get girlfriend. You can tell he's starting to learn this too, because despite the fact that he still doesn't really have any self-respect, I mean, like every time anybody mentions a girl, he is there in an instant. He is starting to realize the difference between real love and adoration. At the beginning of part 2, he wants the fame and adoration from people as Chainsaw Man starts to get popular. However, he soon realizes that they don't love Denji, they just love Chainsaw Man. And I actually rewatched my old video where I talked about part 1 just to refresh myself on what happened, and there is a throwaway line that Denji talks about where he says that like, oh, everybody loves Chainsaw Man, they don't love Denji, they just want to see Chainsaw Man. And it's a throwaway joke line, but now all these years later we have come back to it, and it's like he realizes that that is like true. That is a true statement, that these people just want Chainsaw Man or the idea of Chainsaw Man. They don't actually want Denji. And he's starting to realize that and starting to put up his own boundaries about it, or at least trying to. Speaking of fandom cults, were you in a crazy fandom that is now dead? do you want to talk about why you think it died? If you want to be a part of my next video, I have a form down below that you can fill out to talk about a fandom that you used to be in that now is dead, and you want to talk about why it died, or if it's better off now that it's dead. Let me know down in the form below. You can find it in the description box. And hey, while you're down there, leave a comment, like and subscribe for more. You know how it goes. And if you want to be in my next video, fill out that form. Thank you. Both the Safety Commission and the Chainsaw Man Church offer Denji just women, like the idea of women, if he decides to join their side. But very quickly, he realizes that not only are both organizations batshit crazy, but they also only ever see him as a tool. And for a second, he thinks he might be okay with that, but then he realizes it's not going to give him the love that he truly craves. Denji is forced to think about what he actually wants out of life, aka to be loved and not adored, but he'll figure that out soon. He gets no choice in his life, the life that he's fought for and lost so much for. He has no real friends, no real people that care about him aside from Nayuta and now Asa. They treat him normally, and Denji feels a real connection with her as a friend, and maybe even eventually something romantic, Fujimoto willing. So that brings us to where we are now. Chapter 151 came out a couple weeks ago. Chapter 152 is soon to come out, I think the week of me recording this. And Denji is slowly realizing that none of these people have his best interests at heart. He will have to realize by the end that people have to love Denji, not Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is just one part of who he is. And he's gonna have to figure that out pretty fast, considering that people are trying to make that decision for him by, burning down his apartment with all of his beloved pets inside. But despite 90% of the people around him being his ops, they do say some pretty interesting things as it relates to freedom and how that reflects in Denji's character. Both characters, in a sense, talk about freedom while simultaneously being a part of a cult that uses them only as tools. Like, we see this character talk time and time again about how he wants to just be able to do whatever he wants and have the freedom to live his life and blah, blah, blah. And the Chainsaw Man Church allows him to do that while simultaneously being told to go kill a bunch of people because he's a weapon and nothing more. And he does that because I guess he thinks that the ends will justify the means. And reflected on Denji, who thinks that's absolutely crazy and doesn't understand why this kid cannot see that he's being taken advantage of. And this, of course, mimics part 1 Denji and how he was ready to do anything as long as he got 3 square meals a day and a roof over his head. Speaking of, Fumiko, who is a part of the Safety Commission, misses being under Makima's control. Well, things were simpler then. She didn't have to think, and you just had to do what you're told. We see old Denji in this as well. He is willing to give up his free will before he knew what he would have to sacrifice. Now he has to choose his own life, his own free will, and learn what love really is. What will that look like for Denji? Only time will tell. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like a coming of age story if I've ever heard one. But for now, I want him to go a little bit, go crazy, go stupid. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves to go a little berserk as a treat. So as I was procrastinating editing this video, chapter 152 came out called Messages. And it pretty much confirms what I've been saying before. The choice that Denji has is now been stripped away from him. And he does really want to be Chainsaw Man, but he also wanted to keep like this new normal life that he's acquired. But that choice was made for him when they decided to burn down all of his pets in his house. So now he gets to be Chainsaw Man, and he says at the beginning that he's really happy about that, and I think we're about to see a little backslide in Denji's character, which is fine, because I think that with coming-of-age stories, you never see a character do everything 100% right the first time, because then there would be no coming of age, there'd be nothing to learn, and I think he's still going to learn through this process that, a nice balance between, like, the normal, boring life that he had, and now Chainsaw Man. He has to find balance kind of between both of those. And the part at the end where he talks about Nayuta and how he probably shouldn't be with her anymore. Oh, that hurt my heart. That hurt my heart. And I'm scared for what the future brings. Thank you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you did, you are a real one. Little bonus thought to leave you off with. Wouldn't it be interesting if Pochita, instead of being the chainsaw devil, was like the love or the hope devil or something? I just feel like the chainsaw devil doesn't make much sense as a base power. There's no reason why primal devils are scared of Chainsaw Man or see Chainsaw Man as a threat if he is just the Chainsaw Devil. And especially after the Fire Devil coming out and using its power in a way that isn't directly fire. Like, the Fire Devil has been using its power this entire time, but it never looked like fire. I think Fujimoto is trying to tell us that there are some metaphorical powers that different devils can use, especially if they're stronger. And so I think that, like, Chainsaw Man taking the form of a chainsaw but being like the love devil would make a whole lot of sense to me. Just like think about it. Think about it for a second. Love can rip through you. People are definitely scared of love, so the love devil would be a thing. People are scared of love. I was gonna say people are scared of hope too, but more love. I feel like love is something that should be a devil because people are scared of it. Just like Angel was the angel devil, right? Some way, shape, or form. But point is, it would be cool if he was like actually the love devil or something, because that would make a lot of sense on why he can consume even death. You know, what is more than death? You're gonna say a chainsaw is bigger than death? Have you ever actually tried to use a chainsaw and chase somebody with a chainsaw? I have. Don't ask, but it's very hard to do, okay? And I feel like death would trump your fear of chainsaws, because the reason why you're afraid of a chainsaw is because you're gonna die. So I just don't see how chainsaw would be more powerful than that. I don't know. Some people are saying it's just because Pochito just got some power while he was in hell or something. I don't know. I think it would be cool if it was the love devil. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Happy 2024. Please, I would love to do more videos like these, so please let me know. Any other shows, movies, video games, any type of media. The last video I did about Deltarune, I was so surprised that y'all liked that video. Like, genuinely, like a lot of y'all were in the comments like, oh, why are you saying that this is the worst Deltarune theory I've ever heard? It's really cohesive, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm so used to watching like 3+ hour long video essays that are so in depth. I just like forget that I could just talk about my own opinion and theory on something. Like, a theory can just be a theory. It doesn't have to be this crazy thing. I guess I've been scarred by the FNAF fandom and the Undertale/Deltarune fandom when it comes to theories and the way people will tear apart each other for theories. But I like this little thing about, I love character analysis so much, and I would love to continue to do it. So if you would like to see it, please let me know. Any show, any movie, any anime, cartoon, whatever, does not matter. Live action, does not matter. Please let me know down in the comments below. Please fill out my form if you want to be a part of my next video, and I will see you in the next episode. Love and peace.